This ancient world operates on laws shaped over millennia. There is no warning. There is no mercy. This peace is but a fragile illusion. There is no room for error. Only the strong have the right to survive. In a single unguarded moment, the earth can erupt, defining the boundary between life and death. The first rains of the season have begun to spatter across the East African savanna, but they are not yet enough to banish the heat that has built up over months. The grasslands shudder awake, flecked with tender green shoots threading through patches of sun-bleached stubble. The air thickens, shimmering in the wet, suffocating warmth. This is the oppressive threshold between seasons. Every movement costs energy and water, two currencies now more precious than gold. And so at midday, the savanna falls almost silent. Even its most celebrated hunter cannot be bothered to stir. Beneath the canopy of a lone tree, a pride of lions lies sprawled, bellies exposed, nearly motionless. Lions can rest for up to 20 hours a day. In heat like this, every unnecessary hunt is a squandering of strength. For centuries, humans have called the lion the king of beasts. Yet for most of its life, that king simply lies still. Still, a resting lion is never a harmless lion. It watches through half-closed eyes, waiting for an opportunity easy enough to warrant rising because lions lack endurance. They explode into a ferocious burst over a very short distance and then tire, so they waste no effort chasing distant prey. What they wait for is a mistake, a careless animal wandering too close, delivering itself as a meal. While the king sleeps away the heat, another creature is coping with the changing season in its own fashion. And you know, it's one that few ever spare a second glance. Low slung, caked in mud, its face studded with warts, armed with curved tusks and a scrawny tail. This is the African warthog. Honestly, it's one of the most underestimated animals on the grasslands, yet it is a consummate survivor, especially in this stifling air. The warthog's body has almost no sweat glands, making self-cooling nearly impossible. So, it turns to mud. It rolls in the slurry, letting the wet layer draw away the heat while shielding its skin from the sun and scouring away parasites to graze on the fresh shoots. Pushing up beneath the withered grass, it drops to both front knees to feed, a posture almost no other mammal adopts. Its curved tusks, sharp as blades, serve as weapons of defense. And the warts on its face? Those are pads of thick tissue that cushion blows during fights. But the thing that saves the warthog's life most often in this sweltering furnace is a hole in the ground. It commandeers abandoned Arvar burrows down there. The air is far cooler than the oven above and far safer. And the most ingenious detail? When entering, it always backs in rear first, so its tusks point straight at the entrance, ready to impale anything foolish enough to follow. Yet all those layers of defense only work when the warthog stays close to its burrow. And one afternoon a boar made exactly that mistake. It wandered across open ground, head down, grazing, drifting too far from shelter, right in front of a pride of lions resting beneath the trees. A meal laid bare in broad daylight like that is something no hungry lion can resist. Then she launched. The warthog bolted, hitting 30 miles per hour, but the life-saving burrow was too far away. One strike and the prey collapsed in a cloud of dust. Jaws clamped around the throat, holding until every struggle. A kill rich in meat at a time of scarcity for the pride. This is a precious meal that could sustain them for days. But the lion is not the only hunter stalking through this heat. Through the sweltering midday, another predator has been draped across a high branch, dozing among the leaves. A leopard, the loneliest and most silent hunter on the savanna. Its weapon is not raw power but the erasure of distance. Its rosette-patterned coat fractures its outline amid the dappled light filtering through the canopy, rendering it nearly invisible to passing prey. This allows the leopard to crawl within striking range, sometimes just a few paces away before erupting in an instant. The leopard exploded from point-blank range. No time to run, no chance to fight. In seconds, it was over. Then it did what few hunters can. It hauled the entire carcass up into a high fork of a tree. The lion sleeps to conserve strength, rising only when an easy meal walks into range. The leopard hides from the sun in the trees. And the warthog, the most underestimated of them all, is nowhere near as feeble as it looks. A mud wallow, a pair of tusks, a life-saving burrow. It carries an entire survival toolkit few would ever suspect. These are exactly what let warthogs survive and thrive across Africa. The ones that fall are the ones that slip for a moment, wandering too far from safety or straying too close to danger, lying in wait. Because on the savanna, survival rarely belongs to the strongest or the most beautiful. It belongs to the one that understands its own limits. People tend to crown the flashiest kings, forgetting the quiet ones that endure generation after generation. That very same mistake repeats itself with a shadow that has been misunderstood for millions of years. Not far from Cape Point, South Africa, the sea's surface mirrors an empty sky. Below, the light fades foot by foot until only deep blue remains. A dark shape appears. Across countless ages, every creature in these waters has learned to clear a path for this silent silhouette. Over 20 feet long, nearly 2 tons, gliding without disturbing the water. This is the great white shark. For centuries, it has stood as the ultimate symbol of power beneath the waves. An apex predator, the top of the food chain, jaws powerful enough to crush bone, and a reputation large enough to spawn countless legends. If the ocean has a king, most people would name this one. But power only means something when no one can challenge it. And that's where this story takes a completely different turn. Because even the great white shark has something that makes it flee. To understand why, the story first rewinds to the era when it ruled these waters unchallenged. The story begins in a bay on the southern tip of Africa. False Bay, South Africa. A crescent of water hugging the coastline near Cape Town, once known as the great white shark capital of the world. At its peak, this was home to some of the largest individuals on the planet. Mature females longer than 20 feet, weighing as much as a small truck. Why did this species dominate? The answer lies in its own body, a design honed almost to perfection for hunting. A teardrop-shaped body streamlined to almost zero drag. Each stroke of its crescent-shaped tail sends that massive body shooting forward like an arrow. Its skin isn't smooth. It's covered in millions of tiny tooth-like scales layered like tiles, slicing through water almost silently. Yet its most formidable weapon lies hidden inside. The great white is one of